about to go down.
Lovely pass, and here he turns cleverly. Can he find a finish? Oh, he can!
Skilled by Joshua, and a return right hand. Good counter right. Bullen is hurt. Second right hand. That clipped him as well. Now he goes in for the kill.
Well, Ricciardo is inching into the lead, and Ricciardo that win the Italian Grand Prix!
Iguodala running the floor.
Still leading the way with Canada in there too, with the Netherlands.
Musa makes it 4 goals in 2 World Cup matches.
The Monaco Grand Prix. Ricciardo triumphant in Monza.
Through Bowden, Barrett, and an early touch and an excellent.
Sports Orbit. We make the world go round.
Okowa remains AFN president. No court validates Gutso election, says the federation described at this point in time. We see that Kano Pillars have actually emerged as the champions of the Handball Premier League. Also looking at safety bids, also match champions in the female category. Also, Kwara United has rejected coach Buffon as resignation. Also, we're going to be looking at what really went down yesterday in the Champions League and what we should expect later today in the Europa Cup. This and many more will come to you on this edition of Sports Orbit. My name is Olawale Ayeni, and I'll be your host for today. As you can see, I am with my striking partner talking about Alpha Ocho in the studio. Alpha, how are you doing today?
Yeah, pleasure to be here. Hope you're doing well.
Of course, a relief again.
For
Manchester United, no problem. They are always basking in the euphoria of Cristiano Ronaldo.
To criticize United on this show, but no problem. We move.
Of course, we head straight to our first story at this point in time, where Okowa remains AFN president. No court validates so election, says the federation described. At this point in time, we know that the AFN has been, engulfed with leadership crisis rocking that particular federation. It was just the day before yesterday. A court sitting in Lagos actually ruled in favor of Gutso at this point in time, and yet the federation, the scribe of the AFN, saying
what he actually saying
was not.
Yes, he's saying what the court said was that they really lack jurisdiction to even hear the matter. So at this point in time, we don't even know where he stands, who is telling the truth or who is not. But we keep talking about fallout of elections in different federations. Now the AFN, the matter has gone to court. We still have that of the MBBF elections postponed. Exactly. So and these things keep coming up. So really, as it stands, one body is saying the court has actually removed you, but these ones are saying no, that is not what the court said. So I think
that's jurisdiction.
Exactly. So at this point in time, we'll need a legal mind, or for them to maybe appeal the case or something to give us a proper interpretation. Is the court saying that the Okowa-led body is an illegal one, or that the election was not valid, or what is the court really saying? So I think we'll need some more legal interpretation on this matter.
Of course, the EFN has been engulfed with crisis right from 2019, and at this point in time, the sports ministry is actually not backing the Okowa-led federation. Why are they good? So led federation, they are standing on their own at this point in time.
In this case, it's always like that. The Ministry of Sport will always have someone they are backing until maybe when the case goes out of hand. We also saw what has been happening with the Kida-led MBBF. How the Ministry of Sports had always been solidly behind Kida, but all of a sudden it got to a point and decided that we don't even want Kida anymore. You step aside and let elections hold, but that has even opened a new chapter in the crisis. So I suggest that the Ministry of Sport, yes, in as much as it's like a supervising body of all these federations, it's best for them to stay neutral. because situations where the Ministry of Sports tries to intervene in a matter, at the end of the day, they end up picking a side. I mean, leaving the others. It doesn't really call for unity in this case.
Just wait and see how that pans out, because athletics in Nigeria is a big federation after football.
Definitely.
Is actually the biggest federation in Nigerian sport, and we want that federation should be in a good shape, going into the Commonwealth Games.
We have the Commonwealth Games next year.
Next year also the World Athletic Championship
also
right there in US
so,
next year. So we don't really want any more distraction
Absolutely.
at this point in time. Let those who are who should be in the aim of affair run their affairs of that particular federation going forward. Away from that, we have straight the news coming from Okowa United at this point in time, where they actually rejected the resignation of their coach. Talking about Abdullahi Bufo, because Bufo actually he actually resigned from the club after
it's quite really a funny situation. Someone has said he has resigned, and the club is saying no. Please return back to your position. So at this moment in time, I don't know, does someone have the right to resign?
Of course, he has the right to resign.
So why is the club saying rejecting his resignation?
It's just so sad. Maybe after looking around, I feel nobody can actually handle that position. He's currently handling at this point in time, because he's a good coach. That's about
Absolutely.
It's just so sad that I think he's having issues with the sports commission. The sports commission are trying to play around him and all that. So as it is, he's a well-experienced coach. He knows what he wants. He knows how the rules are supposed to be followed to the latter. So let's just see how it goes, because him having a bad blood in Okowa United, if he stays in the club, he will not want to actually give all his best out to the team and all that. So there's a bad blood. They should actually go and sort out the differences and ensure that Okowa United are focused ahead of the start of the NPFL. Just so sad at this point in time, we don't know when the NPFL.
This is November already.
This is November. We don't really know when the league will actually start. Next week, handball at this point in time, where Kano Pillars Safety Babes have been crowned champions of the 2021 Handball Premier League, which ended in Abuja yesterday. We saw, new champions emerge. Last year, it was 6 shooters that won in the male category. In the female category, it was Adorable Angels, that won, last year. That was the maiden season, and they actually won the handball league last year. But looking at Kano Pillars getting to display safety shooters, safety shooters actually came second, while Niger United came third in that particular one. While in the female category, safety babes actually my champions. The likes of Adorable Angels of Okowa United came second, while Imo Hoppers actually came third in that particular Premier League. But looking at the quality of play, Alpha, are we in the right direction? For me, I feel we should actually have the Premier League, not just for we to play the Premier League in 2 weeks. We should actually go. They should play like a home game and a away team. We should have the players, traveling to,
because the way this league is set up is more like
just hurriedly put up.
Cup. Yes, more like a cup kind of arrangement. Usually a league. Why it's called a league is because it's not a competition where you assemble people for 2 weeks or a month and you people play and go. A league is the marathon. That's what they call it, marathon. It's something that you play away, you play at home. So it takes a while. So that at the end of the day, whoever ever emerges as champion, that they are worthy champions. They've gone through the whole process and all of that. But in a situation where you just assemble people in one same location, like that's what it is. Competition, and not a league. So I think the World League has actually been misused, because, in my opinion, this is not actually a league. This is more like a cup competition. But did that as it may, I feel they are trying to make an effort, but I still think it should be expanded, make it the proper league, incorporate a lot of other teams. I believe that in every state in Nigeria, there should be one handball team or the other who can compete.
Of course,
as against selecting a few top playing handball side, gather them in one location and play for 2 weeks. Then Michelle when he emerges and we say that was a league. Well, I think they're trying, but I think at this stage in our life in Nigeria, we have gone beyond, past this. But still kudos to the organizers. I feel in the next edition, the competition should be expanded. It should be done like a proper way a league is done on a home and away basis.
Of course, the winner is talking about Kano, pillars and also safety babes. They're expected, to represent Nigeria at the Club Continental Championship, of when the games get to begin. But that is an impressive, no doubt about it. We have seen that the resurgence of handball league over the last 4 years. Talking about the president, Sam Ocho, has been the one in the aim of affairs, ensuring that we get to see volleyball action, back on our TV set also, because they get to actually show the match live on the various social media platforms. So it's actually good. But we should go from here to say how we can able to pick some free players and also get into camp them and ensure that we have a proper representation when it comes to the continental stage, because looking at performance in the game of handball, the female team actually make the return to the Females Nations Cup after 26 years, but they didn't actually perform below expectation. But by and large, it's a good performance for them, having been left out of that particular tournament in over 26 years. But for them coming back, it shows that they are ready to actually do the nations bout in the subsequent edition. But let's just see how it pans out for handball in the country. But for now, we need to go for a short break. When we come back, we'll talk about why Iheanacho struggled to score goal for the Super Eagles, and also one man is calling for the harmonization of all the supporters club in the country. And also we are going to look at the Champions League result and also what will actually go down later today in the Europa League. These and many more will come after the short break. I don't go nowhere.
About to go down.
It's lovely pass, and here he turns cleverly. Can he find a finish? Oh, he can!
Skilled by Joshua, and a return right hand. Good counter right. Bullen is hurt. Second right hand. That clipped him as well. Now he goes in for the kill.
Well, Ricardo is inching into the lead, and Ricardo that win the Italian Grand Prix.
Iguodala running the floor.
Still leading the way with Canada in there too, with the Netherlands.
And Musa makes it 4 goals in 2 World Cup matches.
The Monaco Grand Prix. Ricardo triumphant in Monza.
Through Bowden Barrett and an early touch and an excellent.
Sports Orbit. We make the world go round.
Welcome from that short break. It's still Sports of it right here on the Leadership Podcast studio. We'll go straight to the news actually from the Super Eagles camp, where Coach Genetro is saying that Kelechi Iheanacho is struggling to score goal for the national team due to the fact that the poor level of the result of the poor state of the pitch in the country, and he's playing behind the striker. So it means he will not. He does not have that kind of. He has a comfortable environment when he gets to play for Leicester City. But let me quickly read the quote from Genetro. We use Kelechi like he used in Leicester City, like a second striker. He's playing with Jamie Vardy, but he's not starting so much. Actually, he's coming in but not playing all time. But we try to give him the same opportunity like what he's used to do with his club. That is why we tried at times with the players. For me, this excuse is below the belt at this point.
He's good in giving excuses. So you're saying it's because of the bad pitches. So other players who have been scoring, have they been playing on a different pitch when they play for Super Eagles? Or have the Super Eagles been playing all of their games in Nigeria? When they go away, do they still play on bad pitches? It's just an excuse. Whether support striker or not, even defenders are banging goals.
Of course.
So this is just an excuse. Just simple, just give your justification or whatever it is for saying, give your reasons for why he's not scoring, but not because saying because he's played as a second striker or because pitches are bad. On that same pitches, the likes of Osimhen and the rest of them are banging goals on it. So for Leicester City, he still plays as a second striker, but he does well. So Genetro should just come out and say that maybe he lacks the tactical know-how of how to properly utilize the young man as against giving excuses of bad pitches or all of that.
But as it is now, Kelechi Iheanacho is the player in the national team, getting to take all the set piece for the team. So you have no excuse.
It's just an excuse,
and not just to score, because
some coaches, once they like a player and he's just giving a justification for why he plays him, so that tomorrow now if you ask him, Kelechi is not scoring, so why are you playing him? So he has given you the excuse even ahead of time already.
Scoring 2 goals against Liberia in the qualifying.
Exactly. So the excuse it does not hold any water. Every now and then Kelechi scores. So he might be going through a drought. It happens to even some of the best strikers in the world. There are some times where you go through a period where you don't score too much of goals. But you just want to ensure is that even if he's not scoring, what is his overall contribution to the team? Is he giving those assists? Is he supporting the team and all of that? Is he helping out on different areas of the pitch? So I think this is what Genetro should be focusing on, and not giving excuses of bad pitch and all. I mean, we all know that the state of pitches in Nigeria are not the best compared to other places in the world, but that's not an excuse. After all, when they started playing football, he was on those bad pitches.
Of course, he
started from, and he was scoring goals, even at the youth level. So
even at the youth level, Kelechi Iheanacho was not even playing. He was not even playing as a top striker. He was playing as a free roller in number 10 spot. We saw what he had in
he's more a number 10 to me.
Of course, he's more of a number 10. Yeah. When he went to Manchester City, I think that converted him to be playing at number 9 role, but
I think
after he didn't actually work very well.
It is with some players, you go to a team, then maybe because the team wants to keep you and
they'll just have to convert you
because the person who is playing that role at that level, you can't even bench the person. So they feel, okay, instead of letting you go, let's convert. I mean, which also it happened to Mikel and the rest of them. So I think it's for Genetro to just find the best position of using him and stop giving us excuses.
I mean, that's a level of creativity that he has during the under 17 days. I don't get to see him
more of it. He was more like a playmaker back then, but I really don't see all those flashes of those things anymore.
Let us see how it pans out because the Nigerian Super Eagles will be playing Liberia and also Cape Verde later, this month in the World Cup qualifier. Hopefully, they should get the job done, and hopefully, Kelechi Iheanacho should score in that 2 games eventually if he has to get the back of the net. So away from that, we head straight to the one coming from the president of the Nigerian Eagles Supporters Club, talking about Sonny Golong. He has called for the harmonization of all the supporters club in the country towards cheering the Super Eagles to victories in their Qatar 2022 World Cup qualifier against Liberia and against Cape Verde, respectively. Alpha, looking at the Nigerian supporters club. The last time we played in Lagos against the Central African Republic, we had about 5 different supporters clubs with their bands, and they were playing different sounds, and it was just so disorganized. It was not for me, who is actually one of the journalists in the stadium that day. What I saw was just a disorganization of all the supporters club in the country. But my own thinking is for them, coming together.
But
to harmonize,
I thought there was a time when they did that. The time when Rafiu Ladipo, because I think he still heads that body. Because this is more like a splinter group of that body. So this one now is calling for harmonization. I remember that under Ladipo, he tried to harmonize all the supporters, and we all know the good work Ladipo did when it comes to supportership of the Super Eagles. But along the line, they had some issues where they had to break up. So some splinter groups started emerging here and there, which this is one of them also. So he's the one who should even be finding a way of realigning back with the Ladipo group and not asking for harmonization and all of that. So because how do you really do that?
It's, according to him, what he's trying to say now is, okay, we know that they have about 5 supporters club. No doubt about it. Anytime Super Eagles want to play a match, those bands should come together.
Yes, I agree.
On that one sound.
I agree. I mean, this is very easy. It's very easy. If the Eagles are playing,
this band playing,
yeah,
this
I
music,
agree.
another
I
band
agree.
is playing
And
that.
it's very easy. When the Eagles are playing, okay, we know that in a few weeks from now we'll be playing.
Of course.
What do you do? Meet with all the supporters group. If possible, have some rehearsals together before this and agree that these are the songs we'll play. It's not a matter of calling, it's something that you can actually interact with them. Who are the leaders of these groups? Meet with them. You people can do some rehearsals ahead of that game. Have some rehearsals, select the songs that you're going to play whenever the Eagles are playing, and the problem will be solved. I don't think it's really an issue at all.
Of course, even the president of the Football Federation of Nigeria talking about Ahmad Pinnick, and also the Super Eagles captain Ahmed Musa has actually called out those supporters club on for the need for them to actually come together, harmonize and give the Super Eagles a good sound when they get to play. Not that for them getting to be playing on their own, because for me it's like a distraction to the players than them getting out to support the players. Let's see how it will actually pans out when the Super Eagles play against Cape Verde right there in Lagos, because we know that it will just be a handful of fans that will support Team Nigeria when they play faraway Morocco against Liberia. So let's just keep our finger crossed on that particular issue. Away from that, we head straight to the foreign scene at this point in time, where man jailed for racial abusing Marcus Rashford, Bukayo Saka, and Sancho at this point in time. We know that both three of those players actually missed the penalty kick in the finals of the Euro 2020 against the Italian team, and we know that the Italian team actually emerged, winners of that particular tournament. At this point in time, a man has been jailed for racial abuse. Saka.
I think it's the right way to go. At least this will serve as a deterrent to others who are planning to do this kind of thing. And for this one, the so-called Nathan Best, 52 years of age, you think that at his age, he should know better. If he was coming from a young person, you might say, okay, he needs some orientation. But a man of this age who's still engaging in racial abuse over something as minor as a football game, for someone missing a penalty, come on. Even the best players on the planet miss penalties every now and then. So, but for you to resort to racial abuse just because a couple of players were unfortunate on that day is really not the way to go. But nice that he has been jailed for 10 weeks. Athletics will serve as a deterrent to
Of
others
course.
also who are planning to
It's the
take
next
up this
country
kind of
to do something.
exactly. So at least that has gone down in
Of
his
course,
record.
it was not even easy because I know that particular match we actually saw some players, running away of taking
the penalty.
the
Of
penalty
course.
kick. And Kasaka actually step
Mm.
up to actually take the last kick. Eventually, he lost that kick, and Italy actually won the 2020 Euros. It just was there for those players. Had it been he actually scored that goal, reverse would be the case. That was
That's the thing.
celebrating,
Exactly.
celebrating him at this point. But going forward, we should just actually advise our players, fans against racially abusing players.
Absolutely.
Also, we should get to see it in Nigerian leagues. The fans are causing havoc during match venues. They should get arrested, get
Of
jailed.
course.
Should we get to see that in the Nigerian league?
Yeah, it should be, because when you do these kind of things, it serves as a deterrent to others, because a lot of unruly fans make their way into stadiums, cause a lot of destruction and havoc, both to players, to officials, and the rest of them. So when you begin to introduce very stringent measures in dealing with these kind of things, I think we're going to see some sanity.
Of course, we're going to see some sanity if we get to put all this in place so that we can actually save our players, and also their mental health is very, very important for them. Away from that, let's head straight to the match results that we saw yesterday in the Champions League at this point in time, where we get to see Liverpool, having get to dominate the 90 minutes of that particular match against Atletico Madrid, and they were 2-0 winners in that particular. Diego Simeone's side did not actually have any answers for all the questions Liverpool were actually asking yesterday.
Terrible. I didn't expect. I was expecting to see some fireworks, to see a keenly contested game, but unfortunately, Liverpool outclassed Atletico in almost all departments of that game, winning away 2-0. And I mean, they just did the double over Atletico. So that's for that, and of course.
We just started with Real Madrid, getting to win that particular 2-1, and they have scored that 1,000 Champions League goals and all that. And Benzema was one of the players that actually made that happen for Real Madrid yesterday. No doubt about it. 13 times champions of the Champions League. It shows that they are the most successful team when it comes to the Champions League. Also, we saw Milan getting to play 1-1 against Porto. We saw
Milan had to score in 9 minutes of the game to equalize.
We saw Sheriff. They actually came with their handcuffs, but I'm talking about Inter Milan. They had other plans, and they actually used the handcuffs against them. They defeated them 3-1. Borussia Dortmund also lost scandalously to Ajax at home. They did a double against them.
I mean, that's like 8-1 aggregate.
Of course, they lost 3-1. We see Sporting actually defeating Besiktas 4-0. Liverpool, we talked about it. They were 2-0 winners over Atletico. Leipzig also actually drew against PSG. They actually drew the match 2-2. We saw a former Liverpool player getting to score 2 goals for PSG in that particular match. Man City were 4-1 winners over a club approach as expected. At this point in time, the likes of Liverpool are through to the second round of the Champions League. Hopefully, can they go all the way to win the Champions League?
Liverpool are really looking like a team to watch out for in this Champions League. I'm really looking at Liverpool. I think Bayern is another team who have really impressed me so far. So I think Liverpool are a team to beat.
Of course, Liverpool are a team to beat in the Champions League. Not forgetting the certain Bayern Munich also are one team that at this point in time they are fine with all cylinders, and let's hope that we get to see them play maybe during the quarterfinals or the semi-finals of the Champions League. But away from the Champions League, we go straight to the one that will be happening later today. It is the Europa League on the menu. So sad, Arsenal fans, they are not going to be watching this because Arsenal is not playing in the Europa League. But quickly, let's see some of the fixtures that will be happening right there in the Europa League. We see Marseille against Lazio. We see Red Side against Midtjylland, Braga against Ludogorets in that particular Leverkusen against Betis, and also we see Galatasaray against Lokomotiv Moscow. Also the likes of Kelechi and also Leicester City will be up against Victor Moses, FC Sparta Moscow. Alpha, looking at all these fixtures, Marseille against Lazio, also another mouth-watering clash.
I mean, that is for me. All these fixtures, that's looking more like it. Of course, the Gangbusters of West Ham, not forgetting that a certain Paul or no actually will be there, so we'll be keeping an eye on that one. Of course, Leicester versus Spartak Moscow. We have the Nigerian contingent. Let's see if Wilfred will make his long-awaited return. And of course, Napoli will also be in action. And we'll wait to see if Osimhen also has recovered from that that injury scare to feature in this one. So lots of games to look at for in tonight's Europa League.
Of course, lots of games to actually look at for in tonight's Europa League. What will your money be at? You need to actually put your money where your mouth is at this point in time. It has been nice, talking sports with Alpha Acho today in the studio.
It was a pleasure to be here.
Of course, our viewers, it was nice, having you stick around with us right from the beginning of the show up to this moment. We say you should actually make a return with us tomorrow. That will be the last edition of Sport of It for this week, and also where we get to tell you all what will be going down this weekend in the world of sports at Boxing. I will come your way same time, same station tomorrow. I am Olawale Ayeni. So do enjoy the rest of your day, and God bless you, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Bye bye for now.
Thank you for watching. For sponsorship and advert placements, please contact 080-3688-6158. Last Word Leadership Podcast Studio. You have the last word.